Hey guys, happy Thursday. I am bright red because I just got back from running over 5 miles and I literally just came in, took off some layers and made my Beachbody recovery, which is like my favorite thing ever. And it tastes just like a chocolate Yoo-hoo. I don't know if any of you grew up drinking Yoo-hoo, but it was like my favorite treat. So I feel like I'm really having something like special. So anyway, I am out of breath and I had an amazing run, and I'm hoping this video isn't gonna go way too long, but bear with me because I have a bit to share, and I'm hoping that I can even remember. I was thinking about all of this when I was running, and I wanted to share with you. And so I'm making this video for my January group. Love you guys. You guys are rocking, by the way. I love all the posts. I love all the accountability. And I love all the support. You guys commenting on each other's stuff makes my heart happy. So I was thinking about you guys, and I was thinking just about people and the people that I've coached in general when I was out running. And I thought, my goodness, I feel like a lot of times people will say to me like, oh, it's easy for you, blah, blah, blah. And I get that sometimes it might look that way. But, a lot of times we don't always see where people came from or the struggle that they're going through, right? And I do try to share my struggles, but, sometimes people are just recently joining in, or, they don't see everything. So I just started running again. I haven't really run for... I don't know, I've run a handful of times here and there over the last couple years, but I haven't really run much in the last couple years. And so I would say probably about 2011 for sure, I started running. Prior to that, I really had a very strong belief that, and so a belief is just a thought that you've had, that you've attached to over and over and over again, right? Really, that's what a belief is. And so I had a very strong belief that I could not run. That I was not a runner. And so this is something that I had told myself, and I had all these rules about what made someone a runner and what made someone, me, not a runner. And so I tended at that time in my life to be very much a perfectionist. So oftentimes when somebody is a perfectionist, it keeps them from doing a lot of things because they think, if I can't do it the way that I make up as perfect, then I won't do it at all. And so that was where I was at with running. I very slow. I couldn't run very far at all without getting, horribly out of breath. I sound like a elephant, like a rhinoceros, like some really huge, large animal when I run. I mean, I'm not very big and I'm loud. I made up that I was flat-footed. Like I made that up. I had all these reasons why I could not run. And, I made up that if you went out for a run and you had to run and then walk part of the time, then you're not a runner. Unless you run the whole time, the entire time, you're not a runner. These were the things that were going on in my head. Those things are all ego-based, by the way. That voice in your head that is telling you that you can't do something, that voice that is saying the negative things, that's whispering in the back, right? When you have an idea or you feel excited or whatever, and that voice that comes and whispers the negative thing, that's your ego, and it's not your true self. And so I decided, a friend invited me, invited me. So the people who understand me best often understand the way to get me to do something is challenge me. And invited me to run a half marathon. She was not a runner either. And so I said yes. And so I started running, and I had to get over all of those limiting beliefs in order to become a runner. And what I found in my research and in my talking to people and my getting out of my own way was that many people who are runners do in fact walk part of the time. That's not uncommon. And as a matter of fact, I've run a couple of half marathons now. That was a couple of years ago. And I did alternate running and walking on my half marathon. And, you know, there are some people who, you know, and however you show up, I want you to celebrate yourself. That's really one of the main points of this. You know, if you are needing to modify your workout, you need to still feel awesome. You need to celebrate it, because even if you're modifying, you're working out, you're showing up, you're doing it, you're receiving benefit. And so don't let your ego get in the way, right? And keep you from feeling good about your accomplishments. The more that you cheer yourself on, which I understand can be uncomfortable for some people in the beginning, do it anyway. Do it, fake it. It doesn't matter, because if you do it enough, remember what I said about belief. If you do it enough, you'll believe it. It will become a habit. You will believe it, and you should, because I had to do that in order to become a runner, and now I am a runner. And so I'm going to tell you that the first 0 to 2 miles suck for me, and then from like 2 to like 3.5 miles, I feel like amazing, like I'm the most amazing runner in the whole world, even though I'm still not fast. And then from like 3.5 miles to like 4 something point whatever miles, I think I'm gonna just die. And then I get past that and I feel amazing again. So it's just like life, right? The other thing that I want to share, this video is very long, sorry, is that I really truly believe, I was thinking about this today, that part of what helped me learn to manage my anxiety, in combination with, you know, figuring out what foods worked for me and which didn't, was running. Because when you're out running, even when you have music, you can't escape your own brain, right? And you get to spend a lot of time with your thoughts, and you get to spend a lot of time learning how to manage them. And so I really got a lot of practice in, you know, the opportunity to tell my brain, you know, yeah, no, I hear you. You're freaking out. That's okay. I've got this. Like, we're just moving, you know, picking up feet, putting them down, breathing. My body knows how to do this. My thoughts are not relevant. So sometimes when you're at a point in your workout where you feel like you cannot move forward, really check in with yourself from a real place, not that surface level negative ego crap, and ask yourself, am I in pain? Because if you're in pain, that's something different. Physical pain, pay attention to, honor that, right? But if you're just uncomfortable, and a lot of that is coming from up here, practice pushing past it a bit. See what happens, you know, push a little further. So when I run, I generally walk one song and run 2 songs. Walk a song, run 2 songs. Sometimes when the end of, you know, the second song is coming and I feel like I'm gonna die, I decide, you know what, I'm gonna see if I can make it 3. I don't have to. I can stop sooner if I want, right? But I'm gonna push. I'm gonna see if I can do it. And often I totally do, and it's not a big deal, and I feel awesome. So I just wanted to share all that. This video is way longer than I intended, But I wanted to share those things with you and to tell you that I'm proud of you. Guys, it's like, the second, coming up on the third week of January. Most people have given up on those resolutions that they set by now. Statistically, by now, people have just blown it off, and you haven't. So keep going one day at a time. And if you're struggling, and if you eat kind of shitty and you miss a day, that's when it's very most important to come in here and post. I promise. We will not judge you, and we are here for you. So I'm proud of you guys. Have an amazing rest of the day.